Surfing the web these days is no easy task. As everybody tries to share only their best of the best, it looks like being rich is the easiest thing ever, and you are the only loser missing out on the big YouTube money, TikTok money, or influencer money. But the one thing that makes your fear of missing out skyrocket higher than Dogecoin is exactly that: crypto. Unless you live under a rock, there's no way you haven't heard of Bitcoin, NFT, and Bored Ape Yacht Club. They are everywhere, literally on every digital screen you can think of, from Kindle to social media to the big screens of Times Square. No, this is not another video on how blockchain works. There's a ton of that on YouTube. And I'm not trying to sell you my NFT. Yet. What I'm actually doing with this video is put out some thought on what all this non-centralized transaction system is going to do to the modern, ever-evolving human life. I'd love to hear your opinion on the topic. So, by the end of the video, feel free to share any thoughts possible in the comment section. What is purchasing? An agreement. That's what money is. That's what gold is. That is what cryptocurrency is. An agreement on how much value one thing is to be traded with. Money as we know it today is a result of thousands of years of human evolution. Back when the concept of currency was not this philosophical, and the only hype humans followed was the crops and the levels of rainfall. If A wanted to buy something from B, the currency was trading. An asset for an asset, a dog for a horse, a bag of rice for a bag of salt. Then there was the use of precious metals, which from their nature of being very durable and rare, made people agree that they had value. Precious metals might look like something ancient, but if you think of it, the actual amounts of money a nation owns is still quoted on the amounts of gold it possesses, at least in theory. The recent trade evolution moved the world in the digital era. Credit cards, online payment, money transfer. All we are trading these days is digits on a spreadsheet. The recent pandemic situation pushed the need for digitalization with an even more aggressive pace. Just look at banking. We are living in a period where face-to-face service is in support to digital, not the opposite anymore. And this is the moment we start talking about crypto. In order to understand the real value of them, we have to know the basic concept of blockchain, which in essence is a chain of computers keeping track of every single transaction happening in their network all the time. An enormous public ledger, meaning there is no need for a third party like banks to prove the trade. It is public, secured by encryption, and way less expensive than traditional banking commissions. You probably might have heard about Bitcoin and Ethereum, but as of now, it is estimated that there are more than 16,000 cryptocurrencies circulating the web. Estimates suggest the total value is about $2 trillion. Currently, about 300 million people, or 4% of the world's population, are using them in some form. Another major product of blockchain is of course NFT. Basically, every single piece of code, be it a social media post, a picture, a video, a song, or whatever, can be stored in the network under a specific ownership, and from there, copies of it can be sold, traded, or donated, adding real value to something that was purely digital. So much so that everybody now has an NFT. Lionel Messi, Paris Hilton, Eminem, Jack Dorsey, Applebee's, Nike, Time Magazine, and the king of venture himself, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, you and me, we are the only ones left out. So, what does all this mean for the future of money? Being unregulated by central banks makes cryptocurrencies even more vulnerable to the effects of market. That is why we see enormous jumps in their value. For example, currently, a Bitcoin is valued at around $31,000, well below its all-time high of $68,000 on November 10, 2021. But that does not mean people are backing off. According to Gartner, by 2024, at least 20% of large enterprises will use digital currencies for payment, store of value, or collateral, which will disrupt current financial networks and business models. And by 2025, it is estimated that we will start seeing their usage in retail, making it more and more of a mainstream financial tool. it is not yet adopted at a large scale, mainly due to high volatility, criminal use, and environmental concerns. But nevertheless, this new transaction infrastructure is here to stay. I mean, China having banned all cryptos and creating its own should mean something. El Salvador and the Central African Republic have now adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. When the world will enter a new era of internet, dubbed as Web3, we will for sure see more and more use of blockchain in payment systems. The metaverse itself will be a fully functional marketplace. Once everybody gets on board, businesses will start making money off the decentralized financial system, and consumers will start noticing benefits of spending digital currencies, amounts of which can already be earned also as rewards for minimum effort. That is a reality as of now, but I can only imagine that there will be more of that in the future as everybody will try to push their own currency's value. And here, we reach the main point. Everybody will have their own coin. In 2022, Facebook made a bold move by announcing its own crypto coin, initially named Libra and then Diem. The project was eventually killed due to backlash from the European Union, USA and other countries over monetary sovereignty, financial stability, privacy and antitrust. Rightfully so. That kind of tool would have been a monopoly in such a widely used platform. But that early event hinted at a far more broad vision on how decentralized finance will create possibilities for everyone to create their own currency. In the decades to come, life as we know it will be heavily depending on the digital side, and once retail adopts crypto, that's it. Big companies will definitely have their own coin. Wages will be paid in crypto. I mean, if the mayor of New York can request his salary in Bitcoin, why wouldn't you request your checks in, say, Apple coin? And who will stop you from NFTing all your digital presence on the web? Maybe they will not be worth millions, although you never know who will be the next TikTok celebrity. But if you want on to claim ownership to all the material you have been putting out there for free, they will start worth something. You will potentially make profit on that and even trade it. And even more so, normal people like you and me will create their own coin. Will it be worth something? Debatable, but the option is not off the table. And finally, being that money will be nothing else than digital, and blockchain will keep record of transactions of all sorts, maybe we will go full circle and start trading assets instead of money in the future. An NFT for an NFT. Who knows what will be the concept of labor in the decades to come? What will degrees be worth? What about 9-to-5 jobs? We will try to answer these questions in another video. For now, have a good one.